Welcome to another episode of Everything and Anything and Everything and Anything.
I'm your host, Frank.
And I'm your host, Uzi.
And today we have a guest for you.
Yes, sir.
Gabriel.
Santana.
A.K.A. Espada. A.K.A. the Scented Barber.
So many names, man.
So many names.
Yes, sir.
We're excited to have a guest today, and we just want to introduce him to you. You know, we want you to hear his story. We want you to hear some of his music, where you can find it. So tell us, Gabe, what's your story, man? Where you from? Where you come from, bro?
I don't even know. Oh, man, where I come from. There's a lot of places, but I would center it on one location. I'm in the city of Woonsocket, Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? It's a run through city. You know, a very small city, but that's where I think my story starts.
Dope.
You know, I originally came from Milford, Massachusetts, but I grew up in Woonsocket. I grew up in Woonsocket, so that's where I made my life. My children were born there. It's where I've been at this whole time, man.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. How old were you when you decided that you wanted to be like, when you wanted to make music and that was like your passion?
Okay, yeah. I think, I mean, I grew up, as you know, all of us, we grew up in church, and so music was something that was always around. You know, from services to studio sessions, the G-Boys, everybody knows who the G-Boys is, the Gonzalez brothers. Yes, so my uncle, Orlando Truck, the drummer, you know, he married my aunt, and so in 1987 we came out here. My whole entire family, bro.
Wow.
We're talking about all the Perez's, and then my mom came, and we all touched down in Milford, and you know, we all went to a little church called Rehoboth, and that's where everything started, man. That's where everything started to like really develop into a family. But you know, the whole music element was always being fostered there. You know, a lot of musicians would like travel to come see the Gonzalez brothers, and I grew up under that, just seeing a lot of music. But I would say like in the early 2000s, late 1990s is when I really fell in love with hip hop, and just started to like really create something that I really didn't think was gonna, you know, take off or anything, because in the church, church and hip hop was not,
especially in the early 2000s, man.
Oh man, bro, it was difficult, man, to cut through, man. And so, you know, I didn't think that there was a place for hip hop in the church until I started listening to like cross movement, like old school hip hop bands. I'm talking about old school. Lecrae wasn't even around then. He wasn't even around
before.
Ambassador, all those guys started coming out, and we were just a really tight knit youth group that was really into it, bro. We were just animated, bro. Everything was hip hop, church, and just trying to mix that element. And so I was one of the first ones to like start doing hip hop locally.
Okay.
In this region, I would say of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Providence. One of the first guys doing it, and then being invited to churches to like, you know, open up, or when they were collecting offering, they were like, just throw this guy in there. Oh my bad. Throw that guy in there to start, you know, rapping, and it was like it was fun, but then it started turning into something that I really thought that I could do something with. So, you know, started getting looks from other people, and then, you know, the G-Boys at that time was El Trio de Hoy. And then they started to like see that there was talent. You know, it wasn't just you know, lyric, it was really talent. And
who was in your crew? Who else was in your like,
nobody. It was just me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The original
yeah,
G.
it was just me. I didn't have, you know, a hype man, none of that. It was just me. And it was crazy because at that time, man, it was a real difficult time in my life. I just became a father. So I got married really young. I'm talking about super young, bro. I shouldn't have been married that early in life, but God only knows everything, bro. I got married, and then I had my first son, and that's when I was just like, all right, I'm gonna turn my life around. You know, I got a kid. I can't be going out to the streets anymore and, you know, flip-flopping. And that turned into, like, you know, by the time my second son came around, that's when Espada really took off.
That's awesome how that just kind of like propels you into the next phase in your life, but also your next phase in your career as well as an artist.
Right.
That's really cool.
Right. And so after that, that was 2004. 2004 when that came around, and
I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I was like in 5th grade.
Yeah,
That's so wild.
Jeez, man. Yeah, man. It was crazy because El Trio de Hoy, they gave me the look, and they recorded my first album. I had nothing to do with it. It was all their music, G-boy music. Everybody knows what that music sounds like.
Yep.
And they just like, yo, just rap. And I did a whole bunch. I wrote all my songs, and that was basically the catapult. I would say, the trampoline to land me into places where I wanted to do things in my direction. And so I did a lot of ministry, traveled over the country, and did a lot of church gigs, and trying to push that envelope and break through. It was difficult though, bro. What? I'm talking about getting stood up at churches and
man, we all go through it, man.
You know how it is. You know how it is, bro. Like it wasn't easy, man, but it was I really believe that I kind of like broke through for the next generation. You know, I kind of, you know, went through all the, you know, scars and all the hurt and getting done wrong by people, man, going to places, getting, you know, thanks for coming, here's the pizza. You know, I'm like, oh, I gotta pay some bills too. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I put all this together, you know, and it was a hard time, but you know, by 2009, that's when I actually was like really in my own lane, bro. Like I was doing my own music, I was producing my own music, recording my own music.
Wow.
And
I feel like, I don't mean to interject, it's just like I feel like in your time it was very important for a single artist to wear many hats.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
my
what a
goodness.
lot of these up and coming musicians that we'd like for you to drop knowledge on up and coming musicians too.
Yeah, man.
Where it's like you got to be the producer, you got to be your manager, you got to be your booking agent, you got to be your
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So many hats.
I feel like Kanye opened that door for a lot of people too.
That's true.
And he was one of my main, like, when Kanye came out, man, I used to have conversations with homies just like, this man is gonna be saved one day, bro. Like, and I called this, I mean, me and my boy, little Jesse, used to argue over this, bro. Wow. And we were like, no, watch. And then look, came out, he's still a little, you know, Kanye is Kanye, but the music shifted and I was hearing it. And in 2009, he was one of my main inspirations for a lot of things.
That's big.
You know, Lil Wayne doing his thing in that time too. And so I took a lot of inspiration from those guys. And then Lecrae was coming out at that time. Andy Mineo was not even, he was just getting signed to Reach Records, 2009. And, you know, and that's when, you know, I started doing my own thing and it just, you know, I had to do management. I had to do everything. I had to make phone calls. I had to book my own shows.
Man, that's tough.
Like dealing with like other churches that.
I'll say too, dealing with churches sometimes is just like dealing with bars.
Oh
gigs,
man,
and restaurants
listen,
too, where it's like you get stiffed, you gotta wait. Or it's like, oh, they never set the expectations. Like, oh, you get there, you think you're getting paid, and then it's like, oh, no, we said like 30 days. What you mean?
Right. Nah, man, it was definitely you get put through the ringer, bro. You get put through the ringer. But you know that all came to, you know, to a heavy climax, I think, to 2011. That's when everything just like stopped and it became, you know, a learning lesson. And I think that it gave me a lot to speak about. You get what I'm saying? It was
substance, man.
Definitely, man. But while it was here, man, for me, I thought that it was something that I poured myself in completely. You know, and it was tough because I was a young man, married, children, and so you had to balance all of that. And so if you don't have a good foundation and a really good wife
or a good team,
facts,
you will not make it as far as you think, man.
Right.
It takes a crew. It really takes a crew.
You can only go so far as the people that are supporting you.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Those people that are supporting you are the ones that will extend you to, make you go further than what you can actually think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were saying this.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I
yeah.
even said it in my story today on Instagram. Like, you need to be around people that are going to lift you up,
Right.
and support you,
Right.
You know,
People want to see you win.
exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those people can also, some can hold you back.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So because some of the closest people really didn't believe that it would take off. And so when you start putting your ear to those things, that's when you start to create doubt within yourself, like, oh, I can't go as far as what I thought. And unfortunately, I kind of listened to some of those things, and things kind of slowed down, and things personally in my life started going in different directions. But one thing that was constant in that was my skill to cut hair, bro. Thank God for that.
Talk about too.
Thank God for that.
Amazing.
I'm talking about. I had an idea of what I wanted my ministry to be, and everyone can project what they want to be.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? They can look and they can dream and see what they want to be, but you got to see what you actually have.
Yeah.
You
Be
get what I'm
realistic
saying?
with what you have.
Be very.
Yeah.
You got to set healthy expectations. And so when I was looking at ministry, I would look at it from a lofty place, like from a low position, and looking at it a very lofty place, like, oh, I want to be where they are. You get what I'm saying? And so it created an expectation that was unhealthy, honestly. And so what I did was like, this is not going to work out, but I've always had this as a foundation, and man, I would say cutting hair saved my life in a lot of ways. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Like, I wouldn't know where to be without that gift, man. Honestly.
There's a lot of people I know that have side businesses and do music as well.
Right.
Until they get it. They make their hit and stuff. Like, for instance, one of my favorite bass players just played for J-Lo.
Oh,
He
wow.
just played for Eladio Carrion. His name is
Eladio,
Damo.
yeah, I
So
know.
Damo Farmer is the bass player. He just recently did a few shows, and he's got
Wow.
a trucking business. And he's also a bass player.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? There's a pastor I know. He's a barber. He runs a church. You know
Wow.
what I mean? It's like you gotta. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Until you make it.
I've
You know what I
known.
mean?
I got a
Right.
few friends that are pastors that also are barbers as well.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of You can create your own lane. You get what I'm saying? You create your own schedule, and you can work around those things.
Exactly.
And so it's given me a lot of flexibility with the way that I want things to go. But that's just a little part. But there's so many things that happened between, I would say, 2009 to where I am now, that it's just crazy. I just know that I'm lucky to be here today.
That's
bro.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Lucky to be here telling the story, and God has just been good for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Really
There's
good.
a lot of respect for you out here, man. There's a lot of
Man.
respect for you out here, bro.
Man,
a lot of people
it-
love you, man.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you. I mean, with Frankie, man, I remember seeing my boy, man. When I first seen him, man, he was just out here playing ball. I remember seeing him playing ball at the town park in Milford, where everybody used to play ball. And I seen him, and then I seen him at church, and then the cuz over there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about that, but you know what I'm saying. It was like when I seen him, I seen this kid is a kid that loves the Lord. I know that, but he's gifted.
Called.
And it was just, we always bumped, we would always check each other out, like,
Yes,
what
sir.
up, what's going on, and I never knew that it would circle back to this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
this
Like,
moment.
people come into your life and then come out of your life and then come back into your life, and though God had us right here, so I'm proud, man. I'm proud of this
appreciate
man
that,
right
bro.
here, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Frankie's a G, bro.
Yeah, man.
Drummer, the rapper.
Yo, man, his voice though, man.
Bro,
his
I can't
voice-
wait for some of his releases.
yo,
though. He's got
his
coming
music,
up.
his music is
Bro.
gonna be on point.
To be frank.
Yes,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
frank, that's
Yes,
fire
sir.
right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's fire. That's a ill name. Some people, man, when they come up with names, my first name wasn't even Espada. Somebody gave me that name because it was actually longer, bro. It was Sword Spada.
Oh, okay.
Sword Spada. And everyone was like, yo, just cut the sword out, Espada, and that's it. And I just took
Fire.
it from there, bro. I was just like, okay.
It works,
It
man.
worked. It worked.
fire.
You know what I'm saying? And so
It's not
sometimes-
just marketable. It's got a meaning to it.
Yeah, it definitely has a meaning. Hebrews 4:12 for the word of God is like a sword.
Yep,
It cuts
exactly.
deep. It cuts deep, and so I always went with that. And that's one thing that a lot of people, when I was doing ministry, like I would get invited to do music, but then I would get re-invited to preach.
Oh, you also preach.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I did a lot of like I definitely, speaking into the crowd, not just
Wow.
doing your music, but actually having substance, something to say.
That's rare.
Yeah, yeah.
That's rare because some people can fake it all day, but
Yeah,
you gotta have
yeah. No,
substance
you
to back it up.
and definitely having to be led, prayed up. But that's one thing that I think that where the shift was happening, where I thought music was going to be something that I was going to do forever, but it was it was just like the platform, not the actual place.
Just the launching pad.
It was just the launching pad,
Wow.
yeah, man. So right now I'm just cutting hair at, I do it personally, private, take private clients, and I think that that's where I can actually be more effective. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love the way you cut hair, bro. And you know what? No, but hold on. Yo, you take a while, but I like that you take a while, bro, because you're putting detail. Like, I don't know, it feels like you're putting effort to my haircut.
Yeah,
Do
man.
you braid too? I like your braids.
No, man. That's one thing I thought I was gonna do, but these hands, though, once the older you get, man, I'm like, nah, I'm not putting my hand through the ringer. I do cut my own hair, but
Okay.
braiding, I got somebody, I got a plug that, she hooks it up. My wife used to hook it up, and she was just like, go find somebody, because my nails is, she's not willing to put her nails over my hair. So I'm like, all right, but yeah, man, barbering is something that you have to have passion for, man. A lot of
Yeah,
people are trying to get into this market and this trade just because they see fast money. You get what I'm saying? You make your own schedule, so people think that you're your own boss.
I'm curious. How did you make out during COVID? Because my barber, my barber was talking about, man, they was banking.
Let's
boy.
get into this.
They was banking.
Let's get into this. Yes. So as we know, things got shut down. Barbershops went down with everything. And so, people, it's funny because people needed haircuts and they was going nowhere. Where are you gonna go? Everything is shut down. There's nowhere to go. All your restaurants are shut down. Everything is takeout. There's nothing to do. But people were still getting their haircuts, bro.
Wow.
And I'm talking about like I was, man, it was a blessing, man. I don't know what, like, a lot of people, COVID was a really rough time.
Bro.
I'm gonna say this, man, COVID was probably the best thing that happened to me and my wife.
Me too, man.
Not no front, bro. It was actually a blessing for me and my wife, and that at that point, man, and it was my trajectory is kind of crazy because I did veer off into a lot of substance abuse.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's part of my past, part of my testimony.
Yes, sir.
I am 4 years sober.
Oh wow.
Bro, that's
This next month.
bro.
That's
That's
fucking amazing.
4
Yes,
years,
bro.
bro. Yeah. And so, when COVID came around, it forced me and my girl to like really lock in, really like, just tunnel vision. And I remember barbershops had closed. And so people were like, I need a cut. But I wasn't just gonna go give you a cut for no $20.
Absolutely not, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I was
Barbers
making,
were king.
for real, for 4 months at least.
Yeah,
Risking your life.
Yes. And so people understood that I was putting myself at risk, and so they understood that came with a cost.
Yep.
Right.
And so it was a luxury. Barbering became a luxury when COVID happened, bro. And people were like, yo, I understand how much I need this.
Yeah, now they appreciate the
Yeah,
barber.
now they exactly now.
Hey, y'all better appreciate your barbers. Y'all better
Show
appreciate
some
your barbers.
love, bro.
some
You know what I'm
love.
saying? A little extra bread
Yeah.
at the end of the day will go a long way with your barber.
Absolutely.
And so, man, it was a blessing, man. I was getting 4, 5, 6 people a day, where it was more than 100.
Man.
Wow.
It was a blessing, man, and it really taught us how to really budget, how to finance,
Yeah.
how
Tax
to.
free. IRS is
Yeah,
watching.
hey, listen. You better have your accountant on call, bro. Because, man, but you know what I'm saying? You could actually make a lane and make something good for yourself, man.
That's really
And-
dope.
bro.
And even right now, like, I'm really picky about that, my client bases, because obviously they're coming to me.
Yep.
It's a private location. It's my crib, so you know how it is. You can't just let anybody go through.
Your space.
So
you know
so
what I mean?
I'm open to people DMing. You know what I'm saying? You can hit me up, Santana Cuts 82 on Instagram, the Scented Barber on Instagram. DM me if you need a cut. But I put the work in, man. I've been cutting hair for 27 years.
Wow. Bro, tell me, bro.
27 years, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's before my son was born. So I started cutting hair when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
About 15. I would say 15 years old when I started taking people, and by the time I was 18, I was good. You know what I'm saying? People were like, "Oh, he's a barber." You know what I'm saying? I trust me. Yeah. You know, my head with him and stuff like that. Pause. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I trust that. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's become a blessing, man, and there's still so much growth for me. Like I know that right now there's so much more ahead than what I had already gone through, bro. So right now, man, you know, I fell in love with the craft. So I'm taking care of my clients in a different way. I'm trying to do something different than I used to do last year. So just wait. Frankie, you're gonna be hooked up. You know what I'm saying? When you come out that barbershop looking tight, fresh.
Bro,
yeah, man.
Bro, but this gift of haircutting, bro, has gotten you far, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Didn't you tell me one time you cut KD's hair?
Yeah, man. It was crazy, man.
KD?
And I think his
OKC,
other dude,
right? He was on
yeah,
OKC?
when he was in OKC, and what's his name?
That's wild, bro.
And another player, I forgot his name, man. He was there for like.
You know what team he played for?
No, he played the same team, team.
Robertson.
No. Some center, old head.
Steven Adams?
No. It's gonna come to me. It's in my Instagram, but
and they came out all the way over here.
It was actually one of my friends. He hit me up and he was just like, "Yo, I was working actually part-time for a driving company, taking special needs, kids back and forth from location to the crib." And he hit me up, and he was just like, "Hey, listen, they need somebody at the hotel in Boston, some NBA players." I'm like, "What?" I was like,
"Put that on your resume."
Listen, right now, I'm in the middle of I parked that truck. I called my supervisor. I was like, "Listen, I'm about to cut some NBA players. You need to find somebody to come in and pick up this truck because I'm parking and I'm taking off."
Right.
Yeah. Man, he understood. He was just like, "What?" He worked with me that day because normally you wouldn't just like take off from work.
Yeah.
But that opportunity, I was not gonna pass that up, man. And Nazim Muhammad, that's what it was. Nazim Muhammad, I think it was like that. And when I got there, man, it wasn't for KD. It was for Nazim Muhammad.
Okay.
And so when I got in the room, dude is like 6'8".
Damn.
And there's no barber chair. It's just a hotel chair, and he's tall.
Fallen angel.
Man, like, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. His wingspan must have been like, yeah. I was like, Lord, bro, it was crazy. And then so he sent out a text to the team. And I'm like, yo, I want to see Russell. I want to see Russell Westbrook, because at that time I was like, Russell Westbrook and KD was that duo that I loved. And so I'm like, let's see who comes in. And then, bro, opens the door, and in walks KD, bro.
Wow. Shit.
Bro, I was like, man, I made good money that day though, bro.
I bet, bro.
What?
Banked.
That was I banked out. And it was an opportunity. That's
Pagaste los diezmos. Did you pay your tithe? Yeah.
I gave my little portion. You know what I'm saying? I portioned my little 10% somewhere in there.
Okay.
I factored that in.
Aprobado.
Yeah, exactly.
He was cool and shit.
Yeah,
That's
you know what?
dope.
You know what's funny? But they did not want to talk about basketball.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
They do not. Yo, listen.
What?
If you a barber and if you're gonna be cutting somebody that's famous, don't ask them questions about their work.
Okay.
That's the last thing that they want to talk about, bro.
It's just chill
So
mode.
the conversation we had that we were all talking about was Superman and Batman, the movie, bro. That's all they wanted to be like, yo, I can't wait to go see that movie.
And this
KD was all
before the
about
game?
comic
This was
books. This was before the game.
Okay.
This is way before the game. It was like around 1 PM, I remember, and I think KD had to do press. So he went first.
Were they playing the Celtics?
Yeah, they were playing the Celtics.
Okay.
They went
That's
down
what
for
it
the
was.
Celtics. I think it was playoffs too.
Oh shit.
So it was definitely an honor because damn, you know what I'm saying? Like get to cut somebody that you see on TV that you know kids emulate every day.
Yep.
They want to be KD.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was an opportunity that I was not gonna pass up, and that was probably the only famous people that I did, but you know, just being available for that was a blessing,
dope.
man. It was a blessing, bro.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but now you're like endorsed by the Alchemist Company.
Yes.
okay.
In short, that actually changed though.
Okay.
A lot of things changed in this. Like first of all, like I have a love for fragrances, bro. Fragrances. I love perfumes. My brother was the one that got me into it. Rest his soul. My brother passed away 8 years ago, and so he's the one that I remember. Oh, he was always smelling good. Always had perfume, and I was younger than him, so I would always take some of his fragrances and like that. You know what I'm saying? But when COVID happened is actually when I got into fragrances big, bro. I'm talking about my collection grew from like 10 to 300.
Damn.
Yeah, something crazy, man. Fragrances is like, I don't know what it is. It's like you smell something and it brings you back to like that memory. It brings a memory. It just hits a nerve, bro. And so at first, man, my fragrance like selections was the same thing. Cool water, everybody, you know, the same little. But as you go, you start to develop a nose and appreciation for other ingredients that you normally would not be used to.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
there's a lot of things that go into fragrances, and so along that, I started getting in touch with some fragrance companies and stuff like that. And so Alchemist saw one of my, I actually ordered, they saw one of my reviews and they were like, hey, we want to work with you, you know, we'll send you some bottles and, you know, do some reviews for us. That worked out. And it wasn't like something that I was going to be, you know, hired by them, but just do reviews for us whenever we need you. And so I was all for that. I'm like, yo, bring it.
I'd
Throw
be
all the
interested to check that out.
fragrances you want,
I'll
man.
check that out.
Yeah, man. And so, you know, they you know, if they worked with me for that time and stuff like that. And so since that, I haven't heard that much from them, but they still out there. Still out there. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro, if I don't smell good going somewhere, bro, you need to know that I smell good. And when I come in the room, I'm that loud, bro.
Moonwalking.
That loud nigga, bro.
Right.
You come in with a bubble. If I am in the room, you will smell me, bro.
He has arrived.
Facts, man. So yeah, fragrances, man. It's just something that I love, and I try to like. What I want to do is bring that together with barbering, and so I introduce these fragrances to some of my clients because they smell it on me. I was like, yo, what do you got on? And then it allows me to make that connection. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Fire, bro.
Grooming, like I don't know what it is today. Like today, it is crazy because these younger dudes, right? They don't put in the work that I think that we did growing up. Like I would say the cutoff would be 2000. If you was born 2004, like my son, you don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
None of that. But if you was born in the 80s and you grew up in the 90s, bro,
Absolutely.
everybody wanted to smell good.
Yeah.
Like you
100%.
wanted to have your fresh haircut.
Yep.
You wanted to make sure that your clothes are ironed.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
everything had to be straight. Like you had to look straight
I love
everywhere
that
you
era,
went.
the '90s era, man.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
man.
The
bro,
fashion, the way it developed,
Right.
it evolved. I loved it, bro.
And I'm telling you, like, I'm blessed to be in the 90s, bro.
I still
The
use
80s
curve.
made me, like, I was, 80s made me, 90s raised me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Raised me. I came up out of the 90s, bro. The 90s is, it was iconic. Everything that you see in hip hop that's
I was just
iconic
gonna say that too. Yeah.
comes out of the 90s, bro. The 90s hip hop era is the best era in hip hop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the music that they were making, you can just tell it was luxury. It was hype. It was hype. It was hype. And so, that goes with grooming. Make sure that you got a nice haircut. Make sure that your nails are clipped. Make sure that you're looking good, pressed. You know what I'm saying? Everything had to be on point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I try to teach that to my kids. You know, I got an older one that's 23, turning 24. My youngest is 20 in January. Yeah, 20 now. And so those are things that I tried to, like, you know, pass down. It's not easier said than done because it's funny. My son, so I'm a barber. You know my son. My son Gabriel has dreadlocks.
Yes, sir.
He don't want to know nothing about no clippers cutting his hair, bro.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably, I traumatized the kids when I was young because they had no choice. You getting a one in the lineup. That's all I did for my kids. And so now they ain't trying to get their haircuts like that. They're growing afros. I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, let me line you up at least.
Johnny's been growing his hair for a long time.
That's what I was just gonna ask. How long did it take him to grow them?
Yeah, he's been
years.
It's been, I would say, like a good 6 years now.
Yeah, like 2018, right?
Yeah, since like 2018, 2017. I think 2017, then 2018.
Yeah.
He's your oldest?
He's my oldest.
Yeah.
Yep, he's my oldest. And then my youngest, Noel, he's 6, turning 7 in May. And yeah, man, it's crazy how life works, man, because the woman that I got right now, man, like my wife, Jennifer, baby, I love you. It's crazy because our history, man, like the story that you thought you were going to live is something that just wasn't what I thought, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I ended up with a woman that's actually, you know, she loves the Lord, she loves me. I really have never been in this predicament in my life.
Wow.
My life. And so I've been able to grow into who I am today because of that person. And I'm like today, man, if it's crazy because I know it's hard out here, bro. If you ain't got a good woman beside you, bro, like it's hard out here. The dating world out here, bro. Oh my God. Yeah. I can't, bro. I would not know what to do if I was single out here today, bro.
So are your kids into rap as well? Music?
No, I wouldn't say.
Sports.
They're sports, bro.
Okay.
Frankie knows they're sports, man. I call them, if I want to know anything about sports, highlights, stats, bro, they're just like spitting it out like, bro, they're like ESPN, like they're plugged in, bro, plugged in. Like me, I grew up playing basketball, but sports, I don't know anything, but they're on point, man. They love sports, and what I love about them is that they have a circle of friends that are in that same world, bro. They all like link up, man, and thank God, man, like my boys grew up. They never gave me a problem. Never had to pick up anybody at the police station. None of that. None of that. My kids are good kids. Good kids, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's what you want, bro.
Man, you can't like it's
father.
crazy because they saw me go through some crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we've instilled into them the things that they are now exhibiting. You get what I'm saying? And it's not easier said than done. Like you really have to spend time with these kids when they're young. You know, they grew up sort of like me. They grew up in church,
right.
And so a lot of those things are just passed on just because you're in that environment, right. And so you have that fear. You get what I'm saying? So my kids, they're not exactly like me, but they understand the morals and the values that come from you know, serving God and going to church and all of that. Yeah. So they good kids, man. They don't give me no headaches. I don't gotta go to no police station, no none of that to pick them up. Nothing. Thank God, man. Because today I seen a lot of kids out here, man, especially in my neighborhood. Like as of late, things has been crazy. People have been just dying everywhere, bro. Wow. It's insane. It's insane. So, man, I'm just trying to be a positive force for everyone that I encounter, bro.
Let's get into this game real quick.
Let's do it.
I feel like I'm getting set up, bro. I feel like y'all setting me up, bro.
Right. This game, I'm gonna say it loud.
This is not a game. I don't know. Yo, if I feel something hard and hairy, bro, it better not be no live animals or I will fly.
Okay, Frankie, explain it to
So this game is called Guess What's in the Box.
Oh my God.
You get 3 tries. All right. You just have to guess.
Just guess what it is. Guess what's in the box.
So Uzi's gonna put the stuff in the box, and I'm gonna guide you to the hole. We gotta wait though.
Nothing weird. I'm not getting on the dress or
All
anything
right.
like that.
No one's. Someone's not coming from the back and just
Like close.
up in Here, what's that?
That's a flashlight.
Like a flashlight. A flashlight.
There's no officers here.
No.
Alright, put the first thing in.
Alright, okay.
Alright.
So, we're gonna do.
Do I get any like clues or I just no? Just
if
dry straight to the.
Yeah, 3 tries.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, go ahead. Put your hand in.
Bro.
Yep.
Right there.
That was easy. You do good guiding, bro.
You feel it?
Oh. What is this, bro?
You gotta guess 3 times.
This is
Get out the shot.
toilet paper?
No.
No.
That's 1.
Am I anywhere near the vicinity of ass wipes?
No.
No?
No.
Alright. Alright.
Wait. Hang on.
Wait, this is.
Hang on. Let me just put it to the camera so they can see what it is.
Oh, now I gotta touch this again, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he just put it in my hand. Pause on that. Alright, I think. Is this like. This is the second try, right?
Yep.
Is it a lint roller?
No.
No.
This feels. It's got strings on it.
Uh-huh.
That's for sure. Is it yarn?
Yes.
Yeah! It feels soft. I feel like I'm about to touch something nasty. Frank, don't do me wrong. Uzi,
You might cry.
yo,
You might cry.
bro.
Alright, second thing.
Hey, don't be yo. This man's rushing my hand in there, like stuffing my hand in there, bro. Relax. Oh no, this is what the hell is this?
Oh, I see. We got him.
What the
You
heck?
never guess what this is.
What? Bro! Potatoes?
No, it's 1.
Ah, this is, I know what this is,
What
bro.
is this, bro?
This gotta be a red onion.
Yeah, it got.
We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Onion. Yeah, alright.
Onion?
Yeah,
Onion?
onion.
Alright. This little head right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Pause.
feel like. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't even mention anatomies. Like, parts of the
Show it
human
to the camera. To the
body.
camera.
Sheesh, man. The grossest thing.
Alright, ready?
Man, I can guide my hand in here.
Alright, go.
Shoving my hand. Like, he's taking my whole arm. All right. Oh, what the hell is that? Nah, bro.
It's not what you think.
It's cold.
Yep.
What? This.
Let's kind of twirl it around a little bit.
Nah, bro. This is a setup. You see, I knew I was gonna get my hand on something that's gonna be incriminating. Bro, I have
You don't know
no
what it is?
idea what this is.
3 tries, bro.
2 tries, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This is a solid block of ice.
Nope.
Banana.
Nope.
Bro, I don't know what this is, man. It's freaking cold though. This is frozen. I feel like this is the most sus thing ever. Like this is nasty, bro. Like, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to be touching it that much longer because it's probably gonna thaw out in my hand. A frozen chicken nuggets.
No.
Close. Is that it?
Hold on.
My hand out
more.
of here.
Nah,
You got me holding sausage out here, bro. Nasty. Show's over.
So, I got a question. What advice would you give your younger self if you had to relive your life again?
Wow. Damn, that's
You know, we just want to know.
Y'all came with the real questions. What advice would I give Gabriel Santana?
Young Gabe.
What age?
Little Espada.
Whatever age you want.
All right.
Espadita.
So I wouldn't give him any advice in his childhood because I think my childhood was amazing. So that I would start giving myself an advice as soon as I turned 12. So I would say to Gabe, don't rush things, man. Don't rush. I think that I kind of rushed a lot of things that could have been better executed. You know what I'm saying? That could have been properly put in perspective. So I would say don't rush and don't be a procrastinator. Don't procrastinate. Just do what you need to do.
Right.
Execute and don't rush it, because I think that if I had taken a little bit more time to cook things up fully, I think today's, it would have been a lot more different than what it is today. So I would definitely tell them don't rush and don't procrastinate. Definitely.
I feel that 100%.
Right.
Because I feel like when you procrastinate on things, bro, you won't ever get it done.
Well, there's something that I read in this book that's been around for over 4,000 years. I think you guys know this book. It's in the Bible. Jesus was talking about counting the cost. You get what I'm saying? That what person goes into a project not counting the cost, not fully adding up what it would take to get to that spot. You get what I'm saying? And so nobody likes to see something that's halfway done. You feel me? Like when you see a building that's halfway done, you can only see the potential of what it could be. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
It has a foundation. At least it has a foundation, but what good is a foundation if it's not properly put together?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So definitely count the cost, man. Count the cost.
Absolutely, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Is Espada gonna be releasing any new music?
That's what we want to know. Eso es lo que queremos saber.
Come on,
2024,
man.
2025.
Let me tell you, man. My wife.
Show these kids, bro. Show these kids, bro.
My wife is really an inspiration. She saw me when I was doing ministry and I was rapping and everything. So she knows that part of me, and I think that had I had my wife back then, I think that I would have gone a lot further, because she's truly a fan. You feel me? She's not just a fangirling, but she's really a support. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I think, getting around the right people, because studio energy has to be there.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like you can't.
Bro.
I've been to studios where it's just an engineer just press and record, and no feedback. No, hey, you think that came out good? Yeah.
Right.
And it was a horrible take.
Right.
They're just trying to make their money and get out.
Yeah.
I think that if the right people come around me.
Yes, sir.
I think the right energy, the right people that will give me constructive criticism.
Right, they gotta be for you.
They gotta tell me, yo, that take was not it. Do that again and do it again and do it again and do it again until it's right.
Right.
I think that, when I was recording, I did it all by myself, so I didn't have anybody but me telling me, do it again. But if I had a team of people or a group of men that could actually go in there and say, yo, I don't think that came out good. I think you should redo that. Or that bar wasn't properly executed. Do it again. Right. I think that I could have made music that was a little bit further ahead of its time. You get what I'm saying? So definitely, let's see what happens, man. I think, I got to be frank. next to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you know, a collaboration in the works would be
hurt.
dope.
That would actually be fun.
If anything, I'd come out of the woodwork for you, bro. I would definitely come out and do something if it was gonna be with you.
That means a lot, bro. Hell yeah. Let's do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Definitely put something to work.
You saw it here. You saw it
because
here.
Look, listen, I definitely got connections to go in the studio. I got, but it like I said, the right people, and you've been in my path for a while, man. Why not now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
You're doing your thing, so I would like to contribute and be there to support you. So bring my talent out there.
Hell yeah.
You feel me?
What kind of new music would you see yourself doing? I know you're maybe not writing stuff or even thought of it, but
I would definitely.
What is 2024 Gabe's gonna sound like?
I think I've always loved singing. You get what I'm saying? And so today is funny because back in the 90s, if you sang and rapped, and if you did more singing than rap, you were soft. You get what I'm saying? And Ye changed all of that.
Facts, yo.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that I can utilize my singing voice better. I would like to showcase that a little bit more. You know, I'm not the best singer, but I believe I can hold a note.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Do a little something. So I'd like to get into some melodies that I haven't worked with before, and definitely still, you know, rap. You know what I'm saying? But with a little bit more of a melodic twist.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's true.
Because what you're doing, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of melodies, bro. This man's got some melodies in his bars, and I'm like, yo, you see, that's the type of music that I want to be doing, something like that. Because I remember when I was doing music and it was just all bars. And if I lived in a society, like in a circle of people that it was about bars and lyrics, and it had to be deep, and it had to be big $50 words.
Right.
You feel me? It had to be, and I don't think that's where hip hop is anymore.
Right. I also feel like Drake changed the game too.
Oh, most definitely.
The singing and rapping.
Yes. You have to be able to actually do both nowadays. Right?
That's true.
man.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be able to hold a note. You don't have to be the best singer, but you at least, and I'm not talking about what is it, the plugin that everybody uses, Melodyne auto-tune. I'm not talking about auto-tunes. I'm talking about being able
Actually
to
sing.
hold a note
Yep.
and actually sing and rap together.
Yeah, isn't it so wild? Like the number of artists and singers today, just in general, across the board, every genre.
Right.
There's only very, very few people who can actually pull it off.
Right.
Without autotune.
Right.
So
Without,
crazy.
and that's the thing. That's another thing that I think that my generation was cut from a different cloth, because now you see a lot of artists that just depend on the studio and the plugins to help them do what they actually do. The people that I came around used their voices. They had to project to actually, like move their voice and make it stand out. Today it's a lot of not that much inflection. You get what I'm saying? They're not using their diaphragm. They're struggling with their microphone and just hoping that the volume is loud enough. When you don't have to put the microphone here. You can just rest it down here. But if you inflect,
exactly,
and use your diaphragm,
you yourself. See, people don't see it that way anymore. It's like you yourself, you are the instrument.
Exactly.
You know what's crazy?
Exactly.
Is I don't remember the name of the company, but there's a mobile rack kit. It's about this big.
Okay.
Think of like a crate. It's about this big around, and it's got $10,000 gets you mobile autotune. Live.
Oh wow.
Live.
What?
Yeah. So you can literally take this with you anywhere and run autotune live.
What?
And that.
That was probably one of my dreams. Like, I imagine if I can take auto tunes to church.
Right.
Yeah.
And do some corridos and imagine that, bro. And then el nombre de yo, it would be fire. Yo, worship would be fire, bro.
For real.
You got everybody in the back. Like, yo, that would be fire. So they got an actual rack that you can take on the road with you. That's fire, man. When I started using auto tunes, Lil Wayne was killing it with the auto tunes, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I was recording The Tangible, I was like, all my hooks was gonna be on
T-Pain was killing it too.
And T-Pain was the one that
he's like the inventor of that.
He's like the
originator.
The originator. Well, he wasn't the originator, but he was the one that actually made it.
Exploded.
He exploded it, made it cool, made it standard.
And you know what's crazy? He said that all the big dogs always told him that that's not gonna work in the industry.
What?
Like Snoop Dogg was one of them.
Nah, bro.
And
listen,
he said he would have listened to them, he wouldn't probably have his
now
career.
Snoop Dogg uses it. Everybody uses it. You can't find an artist that hasn't used auto-tunes, bro.
Right.
Yeah, it became a standard. Like you got to have that on the sound.
Yeah.
The sound has to be structured a certain way where if you don't have auto-tunes in somewhere in the hook or somewhere in the bars, bro, and people might not listen to you as much as somebody else. You get what I'm saying?
It's become a staple now. It's part of the genre now.
So I would like to use auto-tunes, but like that was cool, right? Like you can take it out on the road, but when you're going live and what are you gonna do? It's not gonna sound just like a CD, so you gotta be able to hold a note or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put artists on blast, but there was an artist that me and Frankie played for where we actually saw they hired a background singer while he was, so the dude was lip syncing the whole time.
No.
And you're telling back, so the dude was behind the curtain off to the side. And
he did a Milli Vanilli, bro. Mm-hmm. You know who Milli Vanilli is, right? Oh man, these were the first dudes that did the lip sync. They were like crazy story. One ended up, offing himself.
Yeah.
But unaliving himself because of that. Because they were out there singing, lip singing, and there was somebody else's voice in the studio.
Yeah.
And so they had the whole world fooled, bro. They blew up. I'm talking about they blew up. So imagine that. Mm-hmm. You playing with somebody that the dudes in the back sitting down must have been like huge, singing while the dude is out there performing lip singing, bro.
Yeah, and the guy was sick. That's why they were. I guess that's why they were lip syncing. They're doing the background vocals for him.
We won't give too many details. But basically,
we're not gonna put him on blast today. That's hilarious, though. That's hilarious, yo.
People, the measures that they go to.
Yeah, I used to like, depending on where I was going, if I didn't have the boys play with me, live, because live is where I wanted to be at all the time. Like if I had a choice to when I was doing music, I wanted to do live music all the time because it's just the energy, the feel of
live is where I live.
And then you can also improvise.
Yeah. Come up with something
on the fly, right on the, and you just go with it, right?
Yeah.
So when I didn't have that, that there for me, I would bring in, my CDs and hey, play click track here, and so I would have to like. Sometimes I was just like, when I was in the studio, I was just like, all right, so I'm gonna record. I'm just gonna keep the hook and leave the what is it, the main parts without the voice. You get what I'm saying? So when the hook came in, it was all my voices stacked on top of each other, and I would take the main voice out so that I can do the main voice when I was singing. So that used to be one of the things that I used to do. So a lot of people, some people was like, you lip syncing. I'm like, what you mean, bro? I was singing. You just heard some of my background vocals.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like I was lip singing.
Yeah, that's different.
Right.
That's just called being smart. So because you don't got like a whole band with you, you don't got voices to back up. You know what I'm saying?
Vocals, backing tracks is okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people used to be
element.
like, but you lip singing. I'm like, what? Do you
Yeah.
not understand what I did? The whole hook is sung, but the whole like verse was me. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy, man. I used to go through some. I'm talking about trouble.
Which I'm excited.
You gotta come back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
We got a lot of other topics that we wanted to cover with you.
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely here. You call me up, I'm here, bro.
But it was a blast having you, my brother.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you guys for watching.
Man. Thank you so much.
And thank you for viewing. This is the Everything and Anything podcast where we talk about everything and anything. And stay tuned. All right, we out.
Yes, y'all. I just want to let you know about what's going on. We live in some serious times, yo. I just want to talk to some people that would understand, though. See, because what we say really matters. And if we're not saying the right thing, somebody might take that to the furthest extent. I just know that I have a kid, and I want them to grow up good. Listen. Young pretty girl, live the city world in the suburbs. All the eyes can see is bubbles in your belly. Baby Kelly about to be a baby mother, she's a baby. Trying to coordinate her baby shower, while her baby father spent another hour with another lady lately. This has been the epidemic in your epic times. In a quiet little suburb, little Tony and his mother moved from the city, and they only had each other, and they suffered cause their income was rough as leather. Being that they had a city mind state, so they hustled to whatever they can gather, and from nothing they were trying to make these pockets fatter. Little Tony started making power moves, knowing who was who. Known for hustling, he smoked a lot of weed, sipped a lot of brew. But behind little Tony's back, mom became a prostitute. He was only 16, trying to make a little change. He was kicked out of the school cause he was hard to tame. Deep down, he didn't want to be the same. It was Friday night and he was on the corner block. The block was hot. A church around the way was screaming Jesus' name. He had never heard his fame, so he walked around the corner block. To hear what they were saying, they saying, how many can relate to this? Picture that I paint happens all the time. Time's ticking, take this time, making up your mind. That night, little Tony took up courage, went inside the church and made his way up to the altar. He asked his pastor, how can I make this man speak about my master? He encountered Jesus Christ that day, he gave his heart away. When he went home, he was calling out for mama. She was in the other room, oh no, here comes the drama. Saw the man putting bands in her hands, voicing out, do everything that I demand. Little Tony used the word he heard earlier that night, so he waited for the morning to make every wrong right, just to tell his mom that he accepted Christ. But to his surprise, his mother rose with anger, and so she said, you think you better than me cause you just a banger? And he replied, he can do the same he did with me to change her, and I don't care about the past, mama. I really don't care about the past, mama. Yo, how many can relate to this? Pictures that I paint happens all the time. Time's taking, take this due date. Make up your mind now. Listen, from the present to the future, little Tony grew into a minister, from a sinister into a street preacher, serving his community, giving this immunity, while his mom is passing up the opportunity. Yo, Friday night revival, little Tony intercedes for his mom's survival. Putting on his tie, he grabs his Bible, cause he had to open up a prayer. But back in the day, kid around the way didn't care, cause back then, Tony unfair. Tony took a fair bullet to the chest, bringing death to flesh, but everlasting life is Christ. Mommy lost her only son, never had a chance to make it right, but Christ gave his only son to make it right. Christ gave his son to only make it right. Listen, little Tony and his mother, little Tony and his mama. Time's ticking, take this due date, make up your mind now.
Grace.